Hey guys, this isn't the kind of thing I would usually post on my channel, but if you're following me, you're probably either a musician or a guitar builder. So I think this product here might be something that would interest you. These are the Bose QuietComfort 35-2 active noise canceling Bluetooth headphones. I just picked these up. I've been using AirPods for the past few years as my main knock around earphone. They're great in terms of convenience. They suck in terms of sound quality. So I was looking for something that would serve the purpose of listening to music for enjoyment, even if it meant that I would still have to split time with the AirPods for convenience sake. But I was hoping that I might be able to use these not only for just sitting around listening to music for enjoyment, but also as sort of an everyday knock around earphone, especially when I'm out here in the workshop. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my impressions of these things and how they've done so far. Number one, comfort. They're super lightweight, super comfortable. They're not too tight, but they seal your ears pretty well. I've noticed I wear glasses most of the time. Where are they? I don't know, I lost my glasses. I usually wear glasses, and sometimes it's a problem, because where the earphones push the frame of the glasses into your face can be uncomfortable. I haven't had a problem with these in that regard, so that's awesome. The sound quality is better than I was expecting. They're actually quite flat. They do not have, in a lot of consumer headphones, I always expect kind of exaggerated bass and exaggerated highs for sort of that instant gratification kind of sound. These aren't that. They're quite flat sounding across the frequency spectrum, so far as I can tell. I'm not an audio engineer or anything like that, but I have a pretty good ear for sound and tone, and these things sound pretty damn good. Better than I was expecting, how about that? The physical controls have turned out to be one of my favorite aspects for a couple of reasons. Number one, they work really well, and number two, you can use them all by feel. You don't have to look at them, you don't have to take the headphones off to adjust anything. You can adjust the controls completely by feel, which is awesome. So to quickly run through the controls, on the right hand side is a slider for the power. Slide it on, slide it off. If you slide it and hold it, it goes into pairing mode. On that same side, there are three buttons, a kind of a multi-purpose button in the middle, flanked by plus and minus buttons. And again, you can use them by feel. So the plus and minus are for volume, which is awesome. You don't have to slide, you don't have to talk to Siri. There's no swiping or any other bullshit. You want it louder, you press plus until you're where you want it. You want it quieter, you press minus until it's where you want it. It's just simple. Sometimes simple is better, and this is one of those cases. That multi-purpose button in the middle, it's press once for play and pause, press twice to fast forward, press 3 times to rewind, press and hold for Siri if you're connected to an Apple device. So right there is a multitude of controls. They're all super simple, super quick. The only control on the left-hand side is a multi-purpose button. I have it assigned to the active noise cancellation. It toggles through high, low, and off. So that's it as far as physical controls. They work really well. What I wasn't sure about is how it would compare to the AirPods in terms of ease of use. The best thing about the AirPods is the convenience factor. But I'll tell you what, I was blown away by how well these things do relative to the AirPods in terms of just usability. And I'll give you a few examples. Number one, the on-off switch. When you turn it on, it connects more or less immediately and is ready to go. Just like the AirPods, you take them out of the case and pop them in your ears and they're ready to go. These have been just as good. As I put them on my head, I flip the switch, and by the time they're settled on my head, they're connected and running. And then as I take them off, I hit the switch to off and, to conserve battery. It has one advantage over the AirPods in that it can connect to 2 devices at once. So I have them paired to my iPhone and my MacBook at the same time. And it's been working great so far, so no complaints there. Now the AirPods, battery life hasn't really been an issue with the AirPods for the most part, because when I take them out of my ears, they go into the little charging case in my pocket. So maybe once a week or so, I charge the charging case. But I have run the AirPods dead several times because the battery only lasts a few hours. This pair, I bought them on Friday, brought them home, charged them to 100%. Friday, Saturday, Sunday afternoon right now, almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been using these pretty heavily since I got them on Friday. The battery is still at 50%. So I've got at least a couple more days of heavy use before I have to charge these. So I've been really impressed with the battery life. Let's see what else. The active noise cancellation works fantastically in all the areas where you would expect it to. What I didn't expect and what I've been pleasantly surprised with is how well it has worked in the workshop. A lot of what I do in here is really noisy. For example, when I'm painting guitars, my HVLP turbine is really loud. The exhaust fan in the paint booth is really loud, and I have both of those things running as I'm painting. When I put these on and put the active noise cancellation on high, I can actually listen to music while those machines are running and I'm painting, which is better than I thought it would be. I can run a bandsaw and a dust collector, and it works fine. The only thing I found the loudest tool in my workshop is my CNC router. When the router is running and cutting wood, it's quite loud and quite high pitched. So it obviously can't completely eliminate that noise, but it does cut it quite a bit better than I was expecting. Just by virtue of these being sealed over your ears, they cut out a lot of noise even when they're off. So they act as a moderate form of hearing protection when you're wearing them, just even having them off. But I really didn't expect to be able to do as much as I can while still listening to music. So that's been a huge benefit. I only have one complaint with these so far. Well, no, 2 complaints. My number 1 complaint is that the charging port is mini USB. I wish it was USB-C or Lightning. The second complaint is that there are voice prompts built into the headphones, which if you have them enabled, for example, when you turn them on, it will tell you the percentage of battery you have left, which is nice. It will also tell you what device or devices you're connected to, which is kind of nice. I would like to have a little more granularity in the settings for the voice prompts to be able to tell the headphones which ones you want to hear and which ones you don't. For example, not have it tell me when a device connects or disconnects. Those are really my only complaints. They've been out for a few years. They're not the latest and the greatest, but man, I've been loving them, and I'm so glad I got them because I didn't realize how much I was missing listening to good music for its own sake. I would listen to music for hours a day with my AirPods. When I got these and started using these a couple days ago, I immediately started noticing things, new music that I've been listening to that I didn't even know were there. Instrumentation, parts that I had never heard before because I had only ever listened to it with my AirPods. So the sound quality is worlds better, and the usability factor is really giving the AirPods a run for their money and might even be edging them out a little bit. One of my kids might be getting a dirty old set of AirPods. So anyway, that's it for the Bose QuietComfort 35 Mark II headphones. Good stuff. And I'll catch you guys later.